Right now at 11 o'clock, a night in Washington like no other.
President Trump, now the third president in history to be impeached.
7 is on your side with the fallout.
And the latest on how the trial in the Senate could play out.
When you walk out the door in the morning, it will be the coldest so far this season. I'll show you where the coldest of the spots will be.
Plus, even with a guilty verdict, see why the fight for justice isn't over for the family of a murdered college student.
Because this is only the beginning.
And remembering the football coach who was a titan on and off the field.
Now, ABC7 News at 11. On your side. We begin with a breaking news alert.
And that breaking news comes from here, our nation's capital. President Trump tonight becoming the third president in U.S. history to be impeached by the House. And when the votes were all added up, Nancy Pelosi, as you'll watch here in a second with the gavel, and warning members of her own party, do not cheer, do not applaud. Only 3 Democrats broke ranks in voting on the articles of impeachment. The first, abuse of power and soliciting interference from a foreign government. That's Ukraine. The second article was obstruction of Congress. President's aides who had been subpoenaed to testify never did. Tonight, ABC7's chief political correspondent Scott Thuman with how we got here.
Well, just a remarkable evening here on Capitol Hill. We knew this day would come. We also knew the likely result, but it didn't take away from the drama that unfolded.
Article 1 is adopted.
It was predicted, but still a sobering moment of gravity rarely seen in American history. Along mostly party lines, the House Wednesday impeaching President Trump. Democrats getting what many sought after for so long, even if reluctantly.
Today, I will vote to impeach the President of the United States. I want you to know that it does not feel good.
More than 7 hours of debate and dramatics, from a focus on the Pledge of Allegiance
and to the republic for which it stands,
to a moment of silence.
Remember the voices of the 63 million American voters the Democrats today are wanting to silence.
While President Trump, in an unusual move, avoided the media while leaving the White House during proceedings, back on the Hill, Republicans were fighting on his behalf.
When Jesus was falsely accused of treason, Pontius Pilate gave Jesus the opportunity to face his accusers. During that sham trial, Pontius Pilate afforded more rights to Jesus than the Democrats have afforded this president in this process.
You're so blinded by your hate that you can't see straight that you've decided the only way we can make sure this president doesn't get elected again is to impeach him.
Remember, neither the president nor his attorneys have taken part at all in the process so far, but they claim that they will participate and are looking forward to a full Senate trial because they say the president will not just be acquitted, they believe he'll also be vindicated. On Capitol Hill, Scott Thuman, ABC7 News.
Now, if you've ever been to the Capitol after a vote is taken in the House, what normally happens is lawmakers will make their way down the stairs in the front and they go towards the cameras and they will talk with reporters and give their response or reaction. Tonight, we saw a lot of lawmakers running away from the cameras, which is a first in my professional experience. We did have a couple of lawmakers and also a filmmaker that took some time to talk about what happened tonight inside the House.
We're now using impeachment as a weapon. Weaponizing impeachment is dangerous. I voted against Bill Clinton's impeachment for that reason.
What was your reaction to what happened in there?
Well, I was very moved by the moment that this Congress would stand up to this man in the White House.
Now, it was almost timed perfectly because as the votes were being tabulated in the House, President Trump came out from behind backstage in Michigan to a friendly crowd and was holding a campaign rally. This was in central Michigan, a very friendly crowd. And there he issued a warning to Democrats.
The do-nothing Democrats, and they are do-nothing. All they want to do is focus on this. What they could be doing are declaring their deep hatred and disdain for the American voter. This lawless partisan impeachment is a political suicide march for the Democrat Party.
Now, after the vote, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi took a second to remember the late Elijah Cummings. Remember, Elijah Cummings squared off with the president, and she wanted the House members to know Elijah Cummings' thoughts and comments regarding impeachment.
When we're dancing with the angels, the question will be, what did you do to make sure we kept our democracy intact? We did all we could, Elijah. We passed the 2 articles of impeachment. The president is impeached.
So by now, many of you have already heard what happens next. Now that it's wrapped up in the House, this will now move to the Senate, where the trial will take place. The jurors in this case will be the Senate members. This is now going to happen relatively quickly. They expect this to get to the Senate by early January. It does take 2/3 majority, though, for the president to be impeached and removed from office. And every expert you talk to, everyone, no matter what side of the aisle, say that is not going to happen in the Senate. Here's what you need to know about the rules, though. It takes just a simple majority to change the rules. And while Majority Leader Mitch McConnell rejected the Democrats' request to bring witnesses to testify, any senator can ask during the trial for a witness. And Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts, he'll preside over the trial, and he can put it to a majority vote at any point that he'd like to. Also, don't expect a fiery, made-for-TV event in the Senate. This is a trial. It is a lot different. Rules were established in 1986 for just this kind of thing. Cameras can only focus on the speakers and not be roving around the chamber and showing members of the Senate because, after all, they are the jurors. Now, the political debate that we saw today in the House and some of the grandstanding that takes place, that may happen in the Senate, but it will only be happening before the proceedings and after the proceedings. Now, again, there's going to be a lot that's going to happen here. Talking to some Senate members tonight, they do say they hope to have this in the Senate early January and hope to have this all wrapped up by late January. We'll be with it every step of the way. You can follow it as well on WJLA.com. You can also download the free ABC7 News app, which will alert your phone and your pad. That's the very latest from Capitol Hill. Michelle, back to you.
All right, John, thank you so much. Now to another big story we're following, one that is developing. A jury convicted Sean Urbanski in the murder of 22-year-old student and soldier Richard Collins. But new tonight, we're learning the fight for justice isn't over. Collins' family and even the prosecutor want Maryland law to change because they believe Urbanski should have also been convicted of a hate crime. Annalisa Gale is in College Park at the scene of the murder. Annalisa?
Michelle, just take a look. This is where Second Lieutenant Richard Collins III was stabbed to death 2 years ago as he was set to graduate from Bowie State University. We can still see flowers and pictures here in his honor. Prosecutors say more could have been done to ensure that justice is served.
It's been a long road, but we're very pleased with the results.
Prosecutors and family members were partially satisfied with the verdict in Sean Urbanski's trial on Wednesday.
Getting a first-degree premeditated murder conviction is not easy.
Urbanski was found guilty of stabbing Second Lieutenant Richard Collins III to death in 2017. Prosecutor Aisha Braveboy argued that Collins was killed because of his race. Investigators say they found information tying Urbanski to a white supremacist Facebook group.
And we know that Lieutenant Collins was targeted because he was black.
But the judge dismissed the hate crime charge, leaving Collins' family and prosecutors disappointed. Prosecutors believe the law was too narrow.
We respectfully disagree. I believe that he thinks that the hate crime statute required us to prove that the murder only happened because Lieutenant Collins was black and that there was no other reason.
Now they're fighting another battle outside of the courtroom. Braveboy saying that she will soon call for lawmakers to broaden the language of the hate crime statute.
We are looking forward to the journey ahead because this is only the beginning.
And the defense argued that Urbanski was drunk when he stabbed Lieutenant Collins. At this point, we know that prosecutors plan on asking for life without parole during sentencing, which is set for April. Live at the University of Maryland tonight, Annalisa Gale, ABC7 News.
Annalisa, thank you. And prosecuting hate crimes is notoriously difficult across the country. Just this September, Maryland released its annual report finding that in 2018, almost 70% of reported hate crimes were in inconclusive. They could only verify a little more than a quarter. And if you look at the data going back for 3 years, the trend still holds. Of the more than 1,000 reported hate crimes investigated, only about 40% could be verified. Taking a live look now outside. Tonight, a bitter cold evening. When you wake up, though, it could be one of the coldest mornings, if not the coldest since last winter. Stormwatch 7 Chief Meteorologist Bill Kelly with the forecast. You need to add the extra layer, Bill.
Oh, you sure do. And when we account for the wind chill, by far the coldest morning. Out the door tomorrow morning, 23 in D.C. We've been down to 26 officially so far. 20 in Leesburg, 19 around Winchester. But look at the winds and the wind chill. We're talking about single-digit and low teens for your wind chill factor. Out the door tomorrow morning, 11 in D.C., 8 Gaithersburg, 9 Hagerstown, down to 4 in Cumberland. We're going to warm up, but very slowly. We'll talk about that, plus look ahead to the weekend, travel plans, that type of look before we get to the holiday coming up in just a few minutes.
New tonight at 11.
I'm speechless. Look at all those boxes.
She's terminally ill, but viewers made her dream come true. Thousands of Christmas cards, but there was still one more surprise next. And covering Alexandria, he was the inspiration for Remember the Titans. Coach Herman Boone has passed away tonight. The football and civil rights champion is being remembered. We are tracking breaking news tonight. A mall shooting. This is in San Antonio, Texas. 4 people were shot leaving the mall, and 2 men suspected of opening fire drove away. One of the victims was in critical condition, but they were all listed at last check as stable. Again, police are searching for 2 men potentially connected to this mall shooting in Texas. We'll keep you posted. Looking ahead to tomorrow, a big day in Alexandria, breaking ground on the Potomac Yard Metro Station. ABC7 cameras saw fencing up around the site and crews going in earlier this month, but shovels will ceremoniously dig in Thursday afternoon. We will be there. Construction will take at least 2 years with an opening sometime in 2022. Some contract workers at Reagan National and Dulles International airports are getting a raise. We told you the vote was happening today, and a minimum wage increase to $15 an hour by 2023 was approved. Some of those employees include baggage handlers, wheelchair attendants, and airline caterers. Now to some must-see video and a must-see update at 11. That is a group of Christmas carolers singing to a Stafford woman with terminal cancer. Jean Lee says she had no idea the community would be so supportive. Last Friday, ABC7 reported on her plea for cards to help get through her battle with cancer. Well, since then, she's received hundreds of cards, all from strangers.
I feel better than I have in a long time. It's like, wow. Just sharing the stories with people, sharing their stories with me, it's done a lot for my spirit.
That is so great to see. Cards aren't the only thing that she's received. We're talking flowers, barbecue, and chocolates in the mail as well. Well, tonight we are mourning the man who served as the inspiration for the classic film, Remember the Titans. Herman Boone, the former head football coach at T.C. Williams High School, passed away today at 84 years old. Tonight, Heather Graff went to Alexandria, where Boone is being remembered as a champion of both sports and civil rights.
A Titan is defined as someone who stands out for greatness of achievement. And at T.C. Williams High School, that was Herman Boone.
What he and his fellow coaches and players did in 1971 was extremely important for our community.
I come to win.
His story was brought to life on the big screen nearly 20 years ago, with Denzel Washington playing the role of Coach Boone in Remember the Titans.
Oh, he had a blast with the film. He thought he was better looking than Denzel. He used to say that all the time, of course kidding.
Longtime TC principal John Porter considered the man behind the movie a friend, a colleague, and a game changer who helped transform race relations in Virginia. That's because Boone became the Titans head football coach after Alexandria integrated its high schools, and he led the team to a state championship that served as a symbol of unity for the entire city.
The times dictated pulling together and the team, helped to do that.
So when Alexandria City Public Schools announced Boone had died early Wednesday morning at the age of 84, the tributes began pouring in. Former Alexandria Police Chief Earl Cook, who played for the Titans during that historic 1971 season, told us that Boone influenced his life greatly and provided leadership during a time of turmoil.
I don't care if you like each other or not, but you will respect each other.
Remembering a Titan and now missing him in this community.
It was extremely important.
Heather Graff, ABC7 News.
ABC7 on Storm Watch. Snow squalls hitting the Northeast. Imagine lines of storms like in spring and summer, but with whiteout conditions and snow. And that's what you end up with. This is a time lapse from New York City where in a matter of minutes there, sunshine turned to incredibly heavy snow, and it got so dark quickly, and then it was gone. The sun even started coming back out.
Yeah, very dangerous
That's a
on
quick
the road.
change.
Yeah, it is. And I just retweeted an image of a horrible, like, not an image, but it just talks about the snow squall. And there was an accident on Interstate 80 up in Northeast, and there's like 50 semi-trucks that are squeezed together because they're just driving, and all of a sudden they hit one of those and they can't see, and next thing you know, that happens. Snow squalls, very dangerous. Hey, speaking of snow, before we get into the details here, I want to take you back on this day, December 18th.
Oh, wow.
10 years ago, it was the beginning of a major snowstorm that dumped 16.4 inches of snow. Now, that's a big snowmaker right there. 16.4 inches of snow over 2 days, and we had 15 inches on the 19th, which is tomorrow. That's the snowiest single day ever in December. And also, too, 10 years ago was the last time we had a white Christmas, and on that Christmas, 7 inches of snow still sat on the ground after this particular event. And it was the snowiest Christmas measured that way in terms of how much snow on the ground we've ever had 10 years ago. 23 out the door tomorrow morning in D.C. Got 20 in Leesburg, 17 Cumberland. Feels like temperatures are going to be much lower than that. It is our story tomorrow. The skies are going to be beautiful, lots of sunshine. But look at, we warm only, if you want to call it that, into the mid-20s with the wind chill factors tomorrow. So you'll need to layer up big time, but sunny tomorrow, sunny through most of the day on Friday. So I want to advance to 11 o'clock, basically 2 days from now, on Friday, and talk about what's going on. The next couple of days, if you have any travel plans, it's great. No problems at all. We'll see some clouds start to work in here late Friday night. And what we're going to be tracking for you, and I mean that actually, it's what we say when we take a system and kind of monitor it and track to see which way it's going to go and how it may impact you, is this one down in the Gulf. This is Saturday night. Widespread rain through the deep south, through Florida. We'll watch the northern edge of that rain on Saturday night, Sunday morning, start to creep closer to our area. It's going to bring us more cloud cover on Sunday. But at this point, it looks to stay south of our area on Sunday and into Monday. But when we say tracking, that's exactly what we're going to do. And you can do it also on the Stormwatch 7 weather app, which, by the way, we've just launched a new one. Updated if you haven't yet, please download it as well. And you can track this as well. So other than that, we don't see any big weather makers, but that's what we're going to watch on Sunday and Monday. And right now, if that makes it to our area, it does look like it would be in the form of rain. Things, of course, could change. Mother Nature is going to do what she wants to do. But, man, it looks like it's going to be a dry and green Christmas around here. 34 tomorrow, though. It's going to be a chilly day, but that's what we're tracking as we head on into next week. Michelle.
Bill, thank you. Next at 11, we're getting in the holiday spirit. ABC7 viewers shared these Christmas decorations with us earlier today. We asked you for more, and you have to see what we got. Christmas, it is on, and we want to see your pictures. Some people have 2 trees. Lynn shared her snow people themed tree, then hit the lights on her traditional one. Look at that, so pretty. And now to be outdone, Hanukkah, Christmas, and Festivus in Jennifer's home. She's got it covered. Yes, those are Hanukkah stockings above the fireplace. Again, go to WJLA.com and tap Chime In at the top to upload your holiday pictures. You might see them right here online and on TV.
So much commitment to the holiday decorations. I just get a fake tree, I put some lights on it, and then my wife does the rest with the stockings on the fireplace.
That's still, it's a team effort.
Exactly. It's enough. We get the festive spirit out there, and now we get ready because the Wizards, they've been okay this season, but they're going to need a big gift from Santa Claus to turn this thing around. It was a reality check for the Wizards tonight against the Bulls. Keep it locked to find out why.
And now, the Toyota Sports Desk, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers.
The Washington Wizards played their first game without rookie Rui Hachimura, who will miss 5 games with a groin injury. Another player who has kept the team in most of their games. Tonight, Isaac Bonga replaced him in the lineup against the Bulls. We'll get back to that in a second because Bradley Beal evolving into big shot Brad. Fadeaway jumper for the lead late. The final seconds for the Bulls. Zach LaVine trying to make something happen on the alley-oop out of the sideline play, but no one really knows what happened. But Bonga gets nailed with a foul. LaVine hits 2 free throws. They go to overtime. That erased an 18-point lead the Wizards held in the fourth quarter, and then in the final seconds of OT, big shot Brad couldn't strike lightning twice. They lose a heartbreaker, 110 to 109. Now, 9th-ranked Virginia hosting Stony Brook, and a lot closer than you might imagine, but not to worry, Wahoo fans. Cavs still come away with the win. Nice defense leading to a textbook fast break, and Cody Statman dropping the mic as Virginia wins by 12, 56-44. So good, we showed it twice. Playoffs are weeks away. College football literally flipped on its head today, landing in College Park. St. John's receiver Raheem Jarrett, 5-star recruit, number 2 ranked receiver in the country according to Rivals.com, flipped from LSU to Maryland in a stunning turn of events on early National Signing Day. It even caught head coach Mike Locksley off guard. Jarrett is the first 5-star recruit to join the Terps since Damian Prince in 2014. We'll be right back.
Well, the temperatures outside, I can't believe. Teens.
Yeah.
It feels like teens.
It feels like teens and even single digits in spots. I think everybody's down there tomorrow. We're going to go 20, 21, somewhere in there for the low on tomorrow morning. Same thing with Friday. With wind chills, we're easily down into the teens. Lots of sunshine, great travel conditions, too.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, no issues up and down the entire mid-Atlantic over the next couple of days.
That's great news.
Great for the sled, too, right? The sleigh.
I
Santa's
guess,
sleigh.
if you want to try and risk it down a green hill.
Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.